Okay, Adorners, it's that time of year for tailgating. We're going to be making a Rotel nacho cheese dip. If you're interested, please keep watching, and welcome back to Adornment with Adrienne. So of course today is tailgate time. We're going to be making some nacho cheese Rotel dip, but we're going to be using our secret ingredient. Do you use, now a lot of people use ground beef, but you know, growing up in Texas as a teenager, a young adult, when we had parties and we had our Rotel nacho cheese dip, we had Jimmy Dean. Okay, Jimmy Dean sausage was in it. Okay, now this is something new that they have, kind of. It's a hot. This is pork sausage. Okay, Adorners, so of course you may have some guests who don't eat meat. All right, and so for that, we want to keep our same textures in a way. And so we're going to use black beans. All right, so we're going to do one part of our dip with our Jimmy Dean sausage and our Rotel, and the other part we're going to do with black beans. So let's get started. Let me get my apron and I'll be right back. All right, Adorners, so I have my apron and I'm ready to go. So of course our Rotel dip, this is something that we used to have at parties when I was a teenager and things like that. And so of course you need Rotel. Okay, here's our Rotel. All right, and this is just the diced chilies and tomatoes. This is the original Rotel. All right, we're using Queso Blanco. All right, this is Velveeta. All right, that's our queso. And then we're gonna have Jimmy Dean sausage. This is a hot Jimmy Dean. This is pork sausage. All right, does not beef. All right, no ground beef for us today. And then for those who don't eat meat, we're gonna do a different version with black beans, all right? Or frijoles negros, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's cook up our sausage. Okay, Adorners, so I've gone ahead and I started our cast iron skillet on one side. All right, we're gonna use this for our Jimmy Dean sausage to cook up really quickly. Let me go ahead and cut that open for us. Gonna go ahead and cut it open, and I'm just gonna squeeze it on in. I've had this in the fridge for a few days. Okay, Adorners, so I've gone ahead and I've taken my sausage, cut it open, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in our cast iron skillet to cook up really quickly. All right, make sure we get it all out of the package. All right, this is the hot version, as I said. Okay, Adorners, so we've gone ahead and squeezed out our sausage. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and cook it in I have a cast iron skillet here. And I'm gonna go ahead and cook up our sausage. All right, we're just gonna crumble it up. I'm chopping up my sausage. This is our pork hot Jimmy Dean sausage. Okay, Adorners, so I've gone ahead and I drained our black beans. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour those in to our skillet. Now, if you're only using this for people who don't eat meat, you might want to be mindful of the spatula. You might want to use something different. All right, we see our pork sausage is cooking up nicely. We have our black beans. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn over my sausage. All right, I want it to brown nicely on both sides. We want to get rid of all that pink, don't we? All right, so let's go ahead and turn this over. And remember, our beans are cooking up. Now, if you have a taco seasoning, you could probably add those to your frijoles or your beans, but you don't really need to, because we're going to be adding in our Rotel dip and a can of Rotel in just a minute. So as I said, if you have people who don't eat meat, you probably would want to use a different spatula. Right, but I'm just cooking up this for people who actually do eat it, but this is just our alternative. Okay, Adorners, so I've gone ahead and opened our Rotel. I'm going to put half of it in with our black beans. Mix that in really quickly. Mix our black beans together with our Rotel. Okay, Adorners, so I've gone ahead and taken a spoon and scooped out a lot of our oil. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of our Rotel in with our sausage. All right, you would probably use the whole can. All right, if you were doing this for people who do eat meat. All right, got a half can here. with our beans. All right. Okay, so I took a large spoon and I scooped out a lot of our oil. Okay, Adorners, so I'm going to go ahead and add our Blanco. All right. And then I'm chopping it up, as you can see. And I kind of chop it into squares. And now I'm going to go ahead and add this to our black beans. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, Adorners, so I'm going to go ahead and just mix in our cheese to this, but I'm just adding the queso, Blanco queso. All right, we're gonna let this melt down. And then of course I have a spider who just decided that now it's time. I guess the spider wants nachos, I'm not sure. Crawling on my ceiling. Anyway, so we have our black beans, our Rotel, and also our queso. So I'm gonna let these all melt down. And then I am actually gonna put this in a slow cooker or crock pot. You don't have to use Blanco or white, but I just happen to like white queso a little bit better. All right, I just kind of grew up with more of a queso, Blanco queso. I'm gonna go ahead and turn both of these off. All right, so we pretty much melted down our queso. All right, and our meat and our black beans and our queso. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my crock pot. If I was actually serving this, I would probably use the whole tube of sausage and the whole box of Velveeta and the whole can of Rotel, okay? And the same thing with our black beans. Okay, Adorners, I've gone ahead and set my crock pot on low a while back. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with a canola nonstick spray. We want to make sure that we don't keep our spray near our crock pot. Okay, we don't want it near anything hot. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and get our dip and pour it in. And I'm adding our dip. All right, so to our crock pot, slow cooker. Right? Remember, this is the one that I got from my gramps. All right, and I am actually just gonna mix this together because I don't really mind meat, but if you had it where you needed guests, you could put it in two different containers. Okay, Adorners, so I've gone ahead and I've mixed my black beans together with my sausage and Rotel, right? And I'm just gonna leave this in my crock pot for a while. It's on low. And if you had a party or something like that, you would definitely wanna just leave this on low and it'll be ready when the guests are here. So let's try it. I'm gonna get a couple tortilla chips and let's try this, okay? Okay, Adorners, so I've got some jalapenos. We wanna definitely have some for a side if someone likes those. I have some tortilla chips. I'm just gonna dip out a little bit of our dip here. All right. Okay, Adorners, so I have a little bit of our queso. All right, and I have our black beans and our sausage and a little Rotel and have a couple chips. So let's try it. That is really great. Remember, this is salty. Now, if you did this with the sausage, be prepared for the salt. You don't need any, with the chips and all that, you don't need to add any seasoning. You don't need any salt. It is salty. Okay, that's my opinion. You can add more if you want, but I don't think you need any. All right, so if you do make this, of course, we have a jalapenos. We have tortilla chips, all right? And you could have sour cream, guacamole, black olives, green olives, tomatoes, so many different things, okay, to go along with this. But this is just a traditional Rotel dip and it's yummy. Okay, it goes with any game. Okay, Adorners, that's gonna do it for us for today. Thank you again for joining me with Adornment with Adrienne. I'm your girlfriend, your auntie of lifestyle and decor, and I hope you have a wonderful tailgate season. This is something, of course, that you can make over and over again, and it really is a crowd pleaser, okay? So, but if you don't like the white cheese or the Blanco queso, queso Blanco, definitely just get the traditional Velveeta, okay? But I prefer, like I said, the queso Blanco. Anyway, as I said, instead of saying goodbye, I always say saving hello for another time. See you in the next video. Happy tailgating.